All right, here we are. We're going to do Daniel chapter 7 now. Daniel chapter 7 is a big change because so far in the book of Daniel, it has been Daniel did a thing, or Nebuchadnezzar did a thing, or Belteshazzar saw a finger on the wall. That's the way that the stories have worked. Right now, we're going to get our first vision in Daniel. The first half of Daniel is really easy to teach, easy to read stories. And the second half of Daniel are exciting and wild visions. That's what we're getting into. And I think it's really important that the kids class keeps going through this. I think sometimes adults think, oh no, children can't handle this. And they're afraid that your like clothes will light on fire and your hair will fall out. I think our clothes, tell me if my shirt starts smoking, but I think we're going to be safe. All right. So we're going to start reading. Let me get to the share screen. We're going to start reading chapter 7 now. Okay. Now, we just ended with God being awesome, right? God was awesome, and he did this great thing in the days of King Darius. All right? That's who is king at the end of chapter 6. And it also says that at the very end of chapter 6, Daniel prospered in the reign of King Darius and in the reign of King Cyrus. So Daniel has been going on through a lot of kings, right? Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar and Darius and Cyrus. And so now we're going to start chapter 7. Chapter 7. Let me get this centered. All right, there we go. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, and already it's weird. Who's king now?
Belshazzar?
Belshazzar. How did he come back to life? Didn't he die at the end of chapter 5?
Yep.
All right, so did he come back to life?
No.
No.
It's looking back in time.
It's looking back in time. So chapter 6 happens, and now the story is going to go backwards to talk about something that happened when Belshazzar was still alive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going back to the first year of Belshazzar. Okay. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. So Daniel, we can do it. Here's Daniel, and he's just sleeping. I don't know what kind of pillows they had then, but you gotta have closed eyes there. And he probably was going bald at this point. He's probably a little bit old, not super, super old. All right, so there he is, and there's his, I don't know, let's pretend he had a bed like bed knobs and broomsticks. You can draw the headboard, and there's this blankie, and I don't know if he has a teddy bear or not. Okay, so there is Daniel, and he's sleeping, and you can draw the bubble, and you can write the word dream. Or you can draw stuff in that bubble if you want. Okay, so he has this dream while he's in his bed, and then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters, and Daniel spoke and said. So it sounds like he had the dream, but it was a big and important dream. Have you guys had weird dreams that you wish you can remember?
Yeah.
I have. But Daniel got up and he wrote this dream down. And it probably isn't just, oh, I had a dream that an ostrich taught me how to run fast. I've had that dream. It's not necessarily that important to go in the Bible. This one's going to be more important, right? It's probably something from God. All right. So Daniel spoke and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven broke from upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like, and then we're going to get into them. All right, so what's the first thing that happens? I'll start drawing stuff. A lot of this is going to be on the board, right? I mean, we're going to get some big beasts and things. Okay. All right.
I have a suspicion about these four beasts.
You have a what?
A suspicion about these four beasts.
All right. And keep your suspicions until the end. That's okay. But if you hear me say something or read something and you go, wait, that sounds like Jesus's parable, or it sounds like Moses parting. If something sounds like it sounds like, you let me know. Here is one wind, he's blowing it, right? Like, and you can draw, I got a big board, and so here we have the four corners of the earth, and the wind is blowing, whooshy, whooshy, whooshy. All right, so there's a lot of wind. All right, and then there is the sea, and the beasts come out of it. So let's draw a sea. I'm gonna draw the sea way at the bottom, so we have a lot of room. Sea. I don't know if you've noticed this, but my waves always go to the right. Apparently, my hand doesn't know how to make waves that go the other direction. I'll have to see if I can fix that. All right. So there's four great beasts that are going to come out of the sea. And the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. And I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked or torn off. And it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and a man's heart was given to it. All right. Well, let's try to draw that guy. Okay. So we have, I'm gonna go ahead and draw him standing up on his 2 hind legs, okay? So we got a lion. He's got his lion ears, and there's the ears, and there's his, and he's got his whiskers. And then I'll get orange. Can you see him okay?
Yep.
Yeah, you can kind of see him, and then you got to draw his big old lion's mane. That's when he starts looking like a lion. I realize if I do his face in black and his lion's mane, then it'll be easier. And so he's standing here, and there he is. He's kind of standing on his hind legs. There's hind legs. And he's got his tail. And then we got to draw wings, but then we also have to rip the wings off. I guess I'll do black wings. So here's, I wonder if I'm going to use that marker anymore. Can't find that marker. Can you look for it? Here's a, and I don't know how, let's just do like that. All right, so he's got this wing on his back, right? And then it's cut off. I don't know what that looks like, so we'll just have it broken off, right? Here's a broken wing bit, and here's a broken wing bit like that. And
I found it.
maybe I should do it like that.
I found it.
There's a broken wing bit. All right, you can give it that. All right, can you see that wing? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now here's the question. It says that he was given a human heart. Should we draw it in his hand? What do you think it means he was given a human heart and he's standing on 2 legs? It was put inside him? You think the heart was put? I think that's right. I don't think that like he's holding a beating heart. That's disgusting. I think he was given a human heart. And the reason I think that like it's in him is because he's standing like a human. Okay. So, what do you think of that guy? What are your thoughts about him?
Not usual.
That's true. I usually don't see lions with wings broken off with human hearts in them walking down the street.
On their hind legs.
On their hind legs. Oh yeah, on 4 legs I see that all the time, right?
I don't think if
No.
it's a human heart, they would be able to stand on 2 legs behind them.
It's strange. And it's you clearly, right, because the human heart wouldn't make it stand up. Something's going on and it means something, right? Now it did have wings to fly, but then that was taken away. And it was an animal beast, but now it's standing like a man. All right, let's just keep seeing what the rest is. All right, so that was beast number 1. Let me get ready for beast number 2. I'll write big number 2 here. And behold, another beast, a second, like unto a bear. And it was raised up on one side, and 3 ribs were in his mouth between his teeth. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh.
Ooh.
All right. So now we've got to draw that guy. All right. I don't have brown bear color. But I do have black bear color. All right. So he's, wait. He's raised up on one side. All right. So we got a bear, and you got teeth, and you got to draw bones, rib bones sticking out of his mouth, right? There's the teeth underneath it. And I gave him a human heart and kind of made him a little bit smiley facey. What do you think about this bear? Is he kind of smiley facey?
The light
He
the
developed.
light is reflecting on it. It's a little bit hard to see.
Say what?
The light is reflecting on it. It's a little bit hard to see, but not too hard.
Yeah, there's something about the light. Here, there we go. And so here he is. You might be able to see it better. He's kind of walking on one side. So I'm going to kind of draw 1 foot like that, and then a big old beefy foot. Like 1 foot is stronger than the other, and I don't know. This one's a hard one for me to draw and understand. So there's this bear. I don't know. I'm not very good at drawing bears. There's the bear, and you can look. His leg is all messed up. Okay. So this guy, we said don't put his heart into his hand, like. Wow. But this guy has ribs in his mouth, and the instruction is to eat. I misspelled the word eat, guys. I just misspelled a 3-letter word. Eat flesh. All right. So the lion has a human heart and is walking like a man. The bear is lopsided, has bones in his mouth, and he's told to eat flesh. Does the bear sound nice to be around?
No.
No. Even the lion, if it's walking around like a human, still sounds a little bit scary. All right. Let's go back to the dream, and we're going to do number 3. All right. Oop, gotta move that down. Move that back there. Okay. After this, I beheld, let me see if I can focus. There we go. I beheld another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. All righty. So now I'm gonna have to kind of erase some feet off these guys so that we can fit them all. Is that all right? Well, it doesn't matter if it's not all right. I'm doing it anyways.
It's your picture.
All right. So, and this guy is hard to draw. Okay. All right. So here's the leopard's back and the leopard's tail. And he's got feet, and they're not all out of the water yet. Okay, so there he is, like that. I'm saying he's still in the water because I just don't have much space for him. And he's got spots because that makes him a leopard, or possibly the Cheeto leopard guy. But he also has wings, right? 4 wings, and I'm going to make each wing a different color for fun. Wing number 1 is going to be purple. Okay, so there's the purple wing, and it's going to have a red wing behind it, like the boots. There's a red wing boot. All right, so there's the red wing behind it, and then I'm going to do a green wing. There's the green wing, and it's got this green wing there. And it's going to have a blue wing behind it. There's blue wing. Okay, is that coming through? Can you guys kind of see that? This is the worst looking leopard in the world. I don't know if the vision was the worst leopard in the world. My drawing is.
Mine is the worst leopard.
So it's got 4 legs because it's a leopard. It's got 4 wings. Okay, we'll talk about that later. It also has 4 something else. What?
Head.
Heads. All right, so there's.
Doesn't have any head.
Oh, that black isn't working well.
It's supposed to be 4 heads.
One. Get it? Forehead. Forehead. All right, so there's its 4 heads. Clearly, I'm not going to make these very. I should have done the same color. What's my problem? Hold on. You guys are allowed to erase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're just gonna make this one terrible. It's all right. So there's its nose and teeth, and there's its nose and its teeth. There's this one's nose and its teeth, and there's this one's nose and its teeth. And we'll give them red eyeballs because that's scary sounding, even though it wasn't red in the vision. That's okay. All right, this is terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, I hope that all of you kids understand. I am now giving you permission to not have beautiful pictures. You have my permission. Just try to draw it, right? That's the point. Oh, ears! Good grief.
How creepy with that.
All right, here we go. I hope nobody has a dream about this guy because this is creepy, scary. All right.
And it looks ridiculous.
It does look ridiculous. I don't know if it's scary or laughable. Right here, I'll get some more of this.
Or both.
All right.
Also, in like the Bible and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's more like creatures with lots of heads and lots of eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
in real dreams now,
Yeah.
it's just
Like,
like
I dream about weird stuff.
yeah, I have dreamed about a leopard guy thing
All right. So
and some animals.
you're right, Eva. Is this a normal dream? I hope not. Is this kind of normal in the Bible? Do people have this in the Bible sometimes?
No, it's more funny than scary.
More funny than scary? Yeah. Well, if I was drawing the cartoons of your dreams, they would be funny. I don't know. We'll just have to see how Daniel feels about it, right? All right. So how many beasts came up?
4.
4. And how many have we drawn?
3.
That means we got to do another one. We got to do another one.
Mr. Dan,
Yeah?
this is sort of like Revelation with the
Uh-huh.
folks in heaven.
You're using your kidneys. Good job. Verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, I forgot to draw the number 4. Whew. I almost forgot how to count. A 4th beast, terrible and powerful and strong exceedingly. I don't know why he doesn't say extremely strong. Oh well. And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and broke in pieces and stamped the residue with its feet. And it was different. Mine says diverse, but this means it's very different from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, before which 3 of the horns were plucked by its roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things.
What?
I have an idea.
You have an
Oh,
idea
boy.
about it, Jack?
So maybe you could draw it so that the little horn comes up and pushes the horn down.
Yeah, maybe something like that. All right. All right, what did it say this beast was? What kind of beast is this?
Great and terrible or something.
It's a great and terrible one. Are these great and terrible? Well,
Mhm.
yeah. But that one is a lion, and that one is a bear, and this one is a leopard, and number 4 is an everything. It never says, does it? It just says it's a beast that's great and terrible. That means you can draw it however you want. You can make it. I've known of people to draw this as a dragon. I've known as people to draw this as a dinosaur even. Here are the details. It has horns. It has feet that crushes things. It's devouring and breaking things, and it has iron teeth. So now we just get to draw whatever we want. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna do, mine has a nose like this, and these big iron teeth, which kind of look like a mustache for some reason. There's the bottom teeth. Make it like really angry. Well, I can't make it that big because I need to have room for horns. All right, let me start over. There we go. I'll draw the horns first. Horn number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here is its hand. Oh, I gotta stand on this side so you guys can see. Hand with claws. Here's another clawy hand. It's got big, I'm gonna give it elephant feet so it can stomp things.
How many horns does it have?
How many horns?
Oh,
It says it has 10 horns, but then there's one more that does stuff. So I think that means it has 11 horns.
Well,
Not
since
yet.
the last horn pushes me out, that means 8 in the end.
Right, but then you gotta draw the original ones. All right, so there's its mouth. I don't know. Man, this thing looks terrible.
Jack, actually 7 horns left.
With the extra.
Oh.
All right, so there's the blackness of the inside of its mouth.
Whoa.
I don't know what this is terrible looking. It's like a troll or an ogre. All right, I'm gonna do my my little horn is gonna be right here. I'm gonna make a different color, but the little horn. It says the little horn had eyes like a man and a mouth that speaks great things. So let me. All right, I'll do the horn like this. It's got eyes. I'll give it the angry eyebrows, right? And then a big old nasty mouth, right? So there's the angry, well, you can't see that. Rats, hold on. All right, it's supposed to be little, but I'm gonna make it big so you can see.
Mine you can barely see.
I'm gonna do a bit of a smaller horn, and then do like a zoomed in part.
Cool. All right, so these are
Two.
3 horns that are bloody because he kicked them off of the head. And this is a horn that's yelling, I don't know, maybe I made a troll with elephant feet. I don't know what mine is. Mine's just ugly. All right, and the teeth are iron. That sounds awful.
You should probably color them in black so that they.
Yeah, I don't know how well I can color it. Let's see. There's an iron tooth, and there's an iron tooth. Now it just looks like it has like tooth decay. Like it needs to see the dentist because his teeth are all rotten. Okay. So this is what Daniel dreamed about. Now do you understand why the parents are afraid of letting kids read this chapter? Or is anyone so scared that your shirts have lit on fire yet?
No.
No.
Has mine?
I'm scared of all.
No, we're
Nope.
safe. Whew. All right. Now I'm going to do most of the rest of the reading. Most of the rest of the drawing I'm going to do on this paper because I want to bring this to a close, and we're going to talk about what all this means next time. Okay? But you can start giving me your thoughts when we're getting towards the end of class. Okay? You think about these drawings. All right. Oh, come on. Share. Here we go. I beheld till thrones, right? So that means special chairs, right? Thrones. You can draw a special throne if you want. Thrones are placed, and one that was Ancient of Days did sit. Who do you think is Ancient of Days?
God and Jesus.
God and Jesus.
In a song. I've heard it in a song.
You heard it in a church song that God and Jesus is Ancient of Days? I think that,
That means they're really.
yeah. And they are old, aren't they? They're older than all creation even. Here comes God to sit on a throne. His raiment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was pure wool. His throne was fiery flame. So if you draw a throne, you got to draw it on fire. Fiery flames of fire. All right, there we go. And the wheels thereof burned fire. Somehow his throne has wheels so that he can go places, I guess. And the wheels are on fire. Have you guys heard of that before?
I've heard of wheels bursting.
Yeah.
But, like tires bursting because they're so hot.
Yeah. And a fiery steam issued and came forth from before him. I'm just going to draw like smoke, right?
My dad once told us a story that he heard a big boom outside of his truck and he saw a truck with burning tires.
Really? Yeah,
And they were flat.
I believe it. All right, so there's this.
They woke up straight away.
Yeah, there's this fiery and smokiness, steam, and it's impressive. A fiery steam came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him. Lots of people are serving this great God. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. I can't draw that many people, so I've drawn 4 people. The judgment was set and the books were open. What does this sound like? The books were open and judgment was set.
Sounds like Revelation.
Doesn't it sound like the book of Revelation?
Judgment time.
Yeah. Because here he's going to sit on his throne and he's going to judge and he has the books ready, right?
Mr. Dan,
Yeah?
is 10,000 times 10,000 a perfect square again?
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. And that's a good catch. I like that.
Thanks.
I beheld at that time because of the voice of the great words which the horn spoke. So even though the Ancient of Days is doing this, there is still this angry, yelling horn, right? And it's yelling ugly, I think it's yelling ugly stuff, right? And I beheld even till the beast was slain. Oh. So remember my terrifying monster beast, that last one, right? What happens to it?
It gets killed.
It gets killed. And so I draw X's in the eyes. That's the way I show that something died, right? The monster beast is slain. Even though it has this horn that's yelling ugly things, it still gets killed. And his body, he is slain and his body destroyed, and he's given to be burned with fire. So you can draw fire on him, right? Here's the fire. All right. And as for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was taken away. And yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. And now we're going to get back to Daniel. He says, okay, let's see how Daniel feels about all this. I saw the night visions, and behold, there came with the clouds of heaven one like unto the Son of Man. So here comes this person in the clouds, and who does he look like?
Son of God.
One like the Son of Man. But we know that, who do you think this is? Who comes in the clouds? Jesus, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and he came to the Ancient of Days. So this man is going to come to the guy who's sitting on the throne. And who did we say is sitting on the throne?
God.
God is on the throne, and Jesus is coming to him. And there was given unto him glory and dominion and a kingdom, and all the peoples and languages and nations should serve him. His dominion was everlasting dominion, which would not pass away, and his kingdom was that which should not be destroyed. We're going to pick up, and I'm going to put a star here so I remember to start here again. I'm going to read a little bit more, but we're going to start here next time, okay? As for me, so that's the end of the dream. That's the end. As for me, my spirit was grieved in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. And I came unto one of them that stood by. That's the end of the storytelling of the dream, I guess. Now he's going to get an explanation of it. And I asked him the truth concerning this. And so he told me and made me to know the interpretation of the things. And that is what is on the next page of my Bible, and that is what we are going to study next time. Does that make sense? Okay. Clearly, we filled up a board full of monster beasts. We've also seen that there is going to be some Ancient of Days. There's God sitting on a throne that's bright, and it has fire. And we have, I think, Jesus coming on a cloud. I'll draw the cloud with a little bit of blue shadow, like it's flying down. And he's going to come together, and he gets rule. I like to show rule by like having the ruling stick, right? Like a scepter, or maybe usually we do it with a crown, right? And how it doesn't mention a crown in the dream, but that's sometimes how we can represent rule. And so this person who comes down in the clouds is given rule. Okay, so that's all we're going to draw and read from this chapter. It's kind of a hard time to break off, but for time's sake, that's enough for right now. So we're not going to show pictures or anything yet. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any comments? Do you have something you want to ask about that we talked about? What do you guys think?
Can I say what my suspicion was?
Go ahead.
It was what Charlotte said. The four creatures, they weren't exactly the same. Now that we've read about it, but I thought that the four creatures might be kind of like the four creatures in Revelation.
There's some similarity, right? There's the four creatures in Revelation, especially like with the number, right? We'll have to see how that, if they are connected that way. There's definitely a correct connection.
Also,
Yeah.
remember the dragon had 10 horns.
Ah, what dragon had 10 horns? Yeah, the dragon Satan in the book of Revelation, right? It had 10 horns.
And there was the leopard and the pyramid.
Yeah, there was a leopard and things. Yeah.
Mr. Dean,
What else? What other connections do you guys find?
One of the
two of them have wings.
Ah, two of them have wings. We've seen wings before, haven't we?
Yeah.
and one of the creatures in Revelation was a lion,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like a lion.
Yeah. You guys are seeing a lot of connections. That's one of the neat things is there are lots of connections. You're supposed to be putting these pieces together. Now, we're going to get an explanation later on in the chapter, and you have my permission to cheat. I don't know if it's really cheating if it's reading the Bible. You have my permission to read the rest of the chapter by yourself and see if you can figure it out. And we'll talk about it next week for sure in the next class. But you're also allowed to talk to your mom and dad, or if you want to send me a message, that's okay too. But you guys are doing a good job. You were doing a good job. So this is the first monster beast. This is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Which one sounds the most important in this dream?
The last one. The one with iron teeth.
The last one, and the first one is kind of important because it's, I don't know, it didn't seem as bad as the others, but the last one's pretty scary and big. Yeah, those are good thoughts. All right.
It's like the lion is the smallest, the bear is the second smallest,
Mm-hmm.
the leopard is the third, and that one is the fourth.
Yeah.
Because like it's biggest.
Yeah, but that's also just kind of the way I drew them. They might have been all the same size. I don't know. All right, does anybody else have another question before we close?
No.
Eva, what's your question?
They might have at least one thing in common.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe.
What? What do you think it might be?
I know.
You don't know? Yeah.
I was just saying maybe there is some. Well, I think they all have teeth. I mean,
Yeah.
not that kind of thing, but
I'll
like.
tell you one thing they do have in common. It said at the end of the vision that their dominion is taken away. What does dominion mean?
Is it like ruling?
Ruling? Thomas said power. Yeah. So they all have some sort of like ruling and power that's all taken away at the end. So that connects them all. What, Eva?
Also, the guy is like everything, so it's also like the other three creatures.
Yeah. It's a good connection. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to close and try not to have too many nightmares.
We can't
I think
try
you'll-
not to,
I think you'll be okay.
unless we think about happy things.
Well, if you read the rest of the chapter, you'll see that it is a happy ending. All right. I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys.